I see you, girl. I see.
It's my first time using it.
Really?
To begin.
Committee meeting come to order. First thing we have is the personnel committee. Roll call.
Mr. Benny Bell,
Absent.
Ms. Linda Cheney,
Present.
Ms. George Porter,
Present.
Dr. Kelly Joseph,
Here.
Ms. Watson, here, Ms. Donna Jackson,
And Ms. Hughes will serve in Ms. Bell's spot. Receive personnel updates.
Good evening, board members. All right, we're starting off for the 26-27 school year, starting with advertisements as well as interviews. We have already started the hiring process. We have 6 that we've already hired in various positions from teachers, teaching assistants, custodian, um, and SPED inclusion teachers. We've started those processes, and then they've started to come in and do their background checks. And I'm getting ready to plan the orientation for them to come in and do their paperwork. Over the past school year, we had 3 people that was termed, and then we had a transfer. So for one transfer, so for to from SHADA to SPED to make up for the restructuring of the schools. And then you see we had the return of our critical charge expired. These are those that were served in that capacity for the 25-26 school year, and we are looking forward to them returning. These are our current staffing needs you see listed below. And we already have some prospects that have put in applications, so they are starting the interviewing process, trying to get them hired prior to school starting.
I do have one question. What do you mean OSHA teacher? Down when you say ag OSHA teacher. What's OSHA?
Okay, to my understanding, I want to make sure I say it correctly. That is for the, help me if I'm not saying it, Miss Jackson, for Jumpstart. I think I said it correctly.
Is it NCCR core? Is what you're saying? Oh, OSHA.
Yeah.
It's for you to, it's for your Thrive aspect, and your SPEAK score for those certifications. It's part of the Jumpstart path, but it's also for your certifications. She'll be doing OSHA.
The teacher's gonna be teaching OSHA.
Right.
OSHA what?
OSHA 10 and OSHA 30.
OSHA 10 and 20.
OSHA 10 and OSHA 30.
So why we here?
So the only way y'all gonna hire ag teachers is they certified in OSHA as well.
No, I think
I'm
OSHA,
I'm
OSHA needs to come off because we
Yeah.
have someone who is being.
Yeah,
trained
that's what
to
I'm
do
saying.
that. Yeah,
Yes,
Miss,
that's my concern.
Overton. So it
Yeah.
should be an agriculture.
Ag teacher.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll get with the high school and make sure that we get that straight and take it off.
And as you interview for ag teachers, you might want to see if they certified in that area. But if you say OSHA and ag, that's gonna come somebody out.
Okay. Okay, it sounds good. Thank you for that. Do you have any more questions about it?
Entrepreneurship and principal business. Is this the first time they're gonna do this, or that's something that y'all offered in the past? Because I know you can get a bang for your buck for it.
Yeah.
We
We have offered entrepreneurship in the past. Yes, we have done that. And principal of business, we have done a business course before at the high school.
So do they take the customer service test? They do
Yeah.
take the customer service test. Okay. The only thing I say is when you advertise for the ag teacher,
Mhm.
keep in mind that NCCER core, when you interview them, make sure they have NCCER core because NCCER core falls in all 9 aspects of
Okay.
the jump or start pathway.
Okay,
That's what you really want to be looking for.
okay,
All right, that's it.
okay. Thank you for that. I
Mhm.
appreciate it. And we'll make those adjustments.
Yeah.
I'm next to.
All right, receive and consider for approval administrators contracts.
Okay. If you look at your packet that I gave you in a yellow folder, you'll see the list of the 26, 28 certified administrators contracts. I have the employees listed for your review. And then these are the positions that they will be filling in the academic positions. You also have the district space where they'll be located, as well as the term contract noted to your right.
So you have Shada, Early Learning Center, and nothing at the high school.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, we're in discussion of that
Okay.
before. We didn't want to bring it before you until we are finalize everything.
okay. And these are 2-year contracts.
Yes, ma'am. July 1, 26 to June 30, 28.
Okay.
We don't have a. Yeah. I don't see a man.
Well, right now, we're in discussions of trying to do the best, make the best decision for bang for our buck.
And considering the budget, so I didn't put that on there because it hadn't been completely finalized yet.
Okay. It's also due to the grade configuration changes. We need to look at the numbers of learners at each school site, and then just, like she said, make the best decisions for them. So we'll be coming to you in July with the final contracts.
Any questions?
All right.
The next is,
Thank
That
you.
concludes the,
we have the exceptional services, Miss.
well, it's not on here.
It's a part of the administrative contracts.
Good evening, Board.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm Wendy Young, Director of Exceptional Services. I am prepared to present the 26-27 Exceptional Services Contract options that we have outlined for you. I provided everyone with a copy of the cover sheet. It's entitled 2026-2027 Exceptional Services Contracts. Okay. All right. So essentially, there's no changes as far as the personnel that we have outlined on the cover sheet. The plan is to continue on, and there's been no changes as far as rate, salary, pricing. I do want to just also continue to express that these contracts are in place to support the needs of our exceptional learners. So I have first, Educational Diagnostic Services and Consultings of Louisiana. They'll handle the services of evaluating our learners, our EdDi team. Linking Educational Services LLC, they'll help us with the compliance support, sustaining our compliance within the department. Step by Step Therapeutic Services LLC, they'll continue to support us with the adaptive physical education piece, as well as Ms. Joelle Givens, supporting us with talented arts. Ms. Inez Jackson, homebound teacher, servicing our learners in the homebound space. Mrs. Jacqueline Bush, 504 coordinator. And lastly, Mrs. Audrey Gordon, supporting us with the speech and language therapy needs for our learners. This would, at this time, conclude the contracts that we have in place or that we're wishing to have approved by the board. We're in negotiations when it comes to the continuing to support the speech and language therapy capacity for our learners. We have roughly 115 learners in need of support for speech therapy services. So the plan is to present the numbers once we continue to continue to negotiate.
So this one person is gonna be able to service the 100 and
No,
some
ma'am, she
students?
won't. Being transparent, we actually lost a speech therapist. We were receiving support from Miss Brenda Hurst. She's retired. She had to resign within the school year that just wrapped up. We also have another speech therapist who's been on board with the system for quite some time, and we're just trying to make some decisions to continue to move us forward. But the expectation is not for Ms. Gordon
Okay.
to service those 115 learners. But I do want to let you know that I have been in communication with various agencies, and we would definitely work on satisfying the need. Yes, and I'll keep you guys updated, keep you all updated. My apologies. Are there any questions for me? Thank you.
All right, that concludes the personnel committee. He says they receive and consider.
There's no voting in that. Mm-mm.
All right. Budget and Finance Committee come to order. Roll call,
Ms. Virginia Bell,
absent.
Ms. Linda Cheney,
Present,
Ms. Olivia Porter,
absent.
Dr. Kelly Joseph,
Here.
Ms. Castle. Here. Ms. Tracy Womack,
And Mr. Hughes and Ms. Porter will serve in those two absent capacities. All right, receive and consider for approval the 26-27 salary schedule.
Yes, so finally we have the 2026-2027 salary schedule to present to the committee and then board. So I just want to go through some of the highlights that that's been changed in the salary schedule. So if you turn to page 4, just overall, just want you to know that, you know, we just basically updated some language, made sure some things were more clarified, and easy to understand. Yeah, if you look at the top corner,
It's not there. 3, 4, 5, 7, every other page is skipped.
every other page is good. Mine is written. Okay, well, on page 4, it talks about the calendar workday, and as you know, we operate on a hybrid 4-day work week, and so the language states that the district reserves the right to change the work week schedule and ensure it meets the required 63,720 instructional minutes. So just wanted to call that out to reflect that we are on a hybrid schedule. On page 6, I made sure that the language was clear for the work year, weekday, holidays, and vacation days for 12-month employees, and added Juneteenth as a holiday because it wasn't added last year. On page 8, which is another page is not listed, I just created a chart for the different employee types. So letting each employee type know that the required number of work days that they had. So it's just a summary of
Can
all
you
of the
go over those?
information.
Because I want to hear those.
Yes.
Please.
So 12-month employees, they work 260 days. 12-month custodian, 260. 10-month coaches, 192. 10-month teacher staff, 192. 9-month teachers and 9-month school staff, 182. 9-month bus drivers, 180, and 9-month cafeteria workers, 180. Okay. On page 10, and you'll see also on page 11. Page 10 is just some clarifying language around the supplemental checks that the employees receive 4 times a year. And you'll see also on page 11, Food service requested that we added stipends for employees who do additional work. So there's the food service department manager trainee, operational support, and warehouse management with the listed stipends that they would receive. Also, I had some language in there about teachers serving as substitutes during their planning periods. I just wanted to be clear about the expectation and what the procedures are when teachers serve as substitutes during their planning period. Page 13, the coaching supplement, some more clarifying language and the expectations of the coaching staff and how they must follow the LHSAA guidelines as a 2A division school.
So can I ask a question? Jen?
Sure.
So, coach is considered as 9 months,
10 months.
10 months.
The
So,
head coach, the athletic director is 12 months.
so they worked out. They worked out with the kids after school was out.
Yes.
They
You mean during the
did.
summertime?
Yes.
Yes. So the athletic director is required to submit a schedule for the summer months for June and July. And they submit that, and then we use that to go by the number of hours they are supposed to work during the summer months.
Okay.
Mhm. That's been a constant practice because you look at how hot it is over the summer. We don't want the kids to be out there, during the hottest time of the day. So now they're coming in, in the evenings to practice.
And I guess I'm concerned about females athletes. Are they getting the proper training during the summer months?
If their coach has a schedule for it,
Who can
I can't answer that. The
justify
coaches.
that they've been out there working out with those females athletes because they seem to be the ones that get sort of pushed behind. And according to Title IX, we got to be in compliance.
Mhm.
So I'm concerned. So somebody really need to look into that because I know when basketball season start up, those girls are not physically fit at that point because they have not worked out during the summer months. And if they're getting a stipend for it, then it's their responsibility to do those things.
Okay. I'll get with the school administration and see
Okay.
where they are with that. Um, Also, if you look at CDL license at the bottom, we cleared that language up. Any coach with a CDL license who drives for all away games will receive a $150 stipend per trip.
Even if they coaching,
Yeah, that's always been, yeah, because they're driving too. Mhm. Also bus drivers on page 16, I removed contracted buses because we no longer have contracted buses. And then the last thing is the salary schedule for our retired teachers. And that is the last page of the booklet. And you see we made it more comparable for the number of years that they worked. Because they were receiving first year teacher pay.
Who?
The retired teachers.
So what is it?
So we changed. It's the last
Because it's
page.
not.
Mhm.
So what if they go above it?
They won't.
It locks out at that.
Yeah, I mean, that they're not getting that now. And those are all the changes in the salary schedule.
Okay.
We'll get you a correct copy too, because you're missing pages.
All right, can I get a motion to approve the 26-27 salary schedule? Motion by Mr. George Hughes,
I second.
second by Ms. Joyce Porter. Question? No question?
Mr. George Hughes.
Yes.
Ms. Linda Cheney.
Yes.
Ms. George Porter.
Yeah.
3-0 motion carried. First and full reading.
Item 4, discuss governor's executive order and its implications for the general fund budget, vendors contract, and employee stipends.
So I'm sure everyone is aware of Governor Landry's executive order that requires school systems to provide a one-time stipend for certain employees, $2,000 for teachers, and then $1,000 for certain support staff. The reduction to the MFP will equal the cost of the stipends for our school district as stated by the Department of Education. And the grand total that will come out of our MFP is $282,190. In order to cover these costs, if it, of course, continues, we will have to dip into our fund balance. We'll probably have to dip into our fund balance this year because it will start, I think, July 1, the next fiscal year, to cover the cost of the stipend. Right now, there is a temporary restraining order in the court system. So I believe that that has got to, go through its process before we are aware of what is going to happen with the executive order. So for right now, the stipends are not reoccurring. It is a one-time stipend, and it is not for all employees. So there are questions that this committee and then eventually the board is going to have to answer. So the positions that are included in the stipends are our classroom teachers, support staff stipends, and it states with designated function codes. So that is specific employees that will be allowed to receive the stipend. And they include support supervisors, clerical secretarial aides, service workers, skilled craftsmen, degree professionals, and other personnel. The positions that are excluded from the stipend are therapists, specialists, counselors, school site-based principals, assistant principals, and other school administrators, central office certificated administrators, school nurses, and anyone on a sabbatical. The executive order highlights that the reduction should be applied to non-instructional expenditures, and we have to maintain the 70% instructional requirement that has been with us each year. So those non-instructional expenditures, I'll just give you a few items. Of course, the Board of Education Services, Executive Admin Services, Principal's Office, Assistant Principals, Chief Executive Officers, other school administrators, fiscal services, other business services, warehousing and distribution services, operation and maintenance of buildings, care and upkeep of grounds, vehicle operation and maintenance. There are, I believe, 3 things that we need to, they said that we should maintain, and that's safety and security, food service, and transportation. It does not include, it does not include the planning, research, development, evaluation, information services, technology, and other central office services that we provide, and instructional services that we provide our kids. Um, So for example, you all approved for us to have another school resource officer at the schools, but even though that is a part of safety, it's an additional expense that we won't be able to incorporate into our general fund, at least not this year. We also have to be reminded, this school year, we experienced a lot of infrastructure issues, the plumbing at the schools. You know, we have new facilities, but the plumbing underneath, is still old. And so we had a lot of major plumbing issues, and we had to use our general fund dollars to, cover those costs. So things like that and other expenses that we have to be very careful of how we, moving forward, spend those dollars. So what I have for you is two sheets. You have the impact of the executive order on our general fund based on what's called the functions from the LAF guidelines that speak to instruction, pupil support services, instructional staff support, general administration, school administration, business services, operations and maintenance, and other functions. And so you see the first column is the current allocation, and then the second column is the estimated reduction from each one of those functions, and then the percentage of the total reduction. So the $282,190, you see from each function how it will impact that particular budget item. We have done a great job over the years to create a solid financial footing for St. Helena. I do believe that this first round of stipends, we'll be able to absorb it. However, we will not be able to absorb it if it's a continuous expense, a continuous expense. So questions that I have to ask you: do we cover the costs of all of the positions not included in the stipend list? What are some of the things that we are going to have to reduce as a result of this executive order? When we look at different contracts that will be coming before you between now and next month, will we be able to maintain those contracts? And all of those contracts, of course, support what we do for our kids in the classroom. So those are just some questions, not that you necessarily have to answer tonight, but it's something we definitely need to take a good look at. So now I'll open up to any questions that you may have. You also have the preliminary flyer. I wanted you all to take a look at. And if you approve, this will be something that we'll share with the community so that they can be aware of the impact that this executive order will have on our school district.
I say, please share it. I definitely want to make the community aware of what's going on. I mean, it's one thing for them to hear it on the news, the TV, advocate, but when they see it and take a look at it, how it's actually going to affect St. Helena Parish, I want them to be aware of it. So I definitely say share it with the community.
And we want to be very clear. We do support all of our employees receiving a raise. There's no doubt about that. I think that what teachers do, what educators do is, is invaluable. I mean, there is no price tag that you can put on the services that they provide. I mean, they are, you know, educating educating our children. That's our future. However, the way in which they want to give out these stipends or these raises was a stipend. Um, I don't think a lot of school systems that don't feel that this is the right way to give it because it's just unsustainable. And it's basically like robbing Peter to pay Paul. Oh, you're robbing yourself to pay yourself is what you're doing. And I don't know if that clearly is not a sustainable situation for us in particular, being small and rural, and definitely not for any other school system. It's tough.
Because it's going to certainly impact every school district in the state of Louisiana, regardless of how they look at it. It's going to impact them. It's taken away from kids in the classroom to say to give a stipend to a teacher, a one-time stipend at that. Is it really that serious? So you need a motion to post that like you don't need that. Yes. All right. Anything else?
Well, I will keep you posted as things change.
All right.
Next thing.
That concludes the Budget and Finance Committee. All right, moving on to the Education Committee. Roll call,
Ms. Louisa Porter,
absent,
Ms. Virginia Bell,
absent,
Ms. Linda Cheney,
present.
Dr. Kelly Joseph,
Here.
Ms. Winnie Young, Ms. Nettles, Dr. Joshua Jim Powell,
Present.
Ms. Singleton,
And Mr. Hughes and Ms. Porter will serve in Ms. Porter, Lolita Porter, and Ms. Virginia Bell's place. Item 3, receive and consider for approval of cooperative agreement to support and administer Louisiana Cooperative Extensions for each youth development between LSU Ag Center and St. Helena Parish School Board.
So, committee, this is a yearly renewal, and this is a long-standing partnership that we have with LSU Ag Center. And they provide a lot of 4-H youth development services and programming for our kids. And we are very, very happy to have this partnership. And so this is a contract, this is a yearly contract that they bring before you all for approval. The cost that we provide, or, we give to LSU Ag is $8,800 every year. This year, they're requesting an increase of $10,000. So I don't know with this executive order and, how you want to go about handling this particular contract.
I don't see how we're gonna be able to do it with this executive order. I really don't. I don't see. But
This is the first of many decisions, tough decisions that you all are going to have to make because of the executive order. This is a really good program, good services for kids. And $8,800 a year is a lot for us. And it's what we can, it's what we can afford.
But just is the timing, it's just not the timing right now, to be honest, when we faced with what we're faced with. I mean, if the executive order is put on hold, then we can maybe come back and do something different. But again, you say you're robbing Pete to pay Paul. So how we gonna pay John when we can't pay Paul? I mean, let's being honest. I mean, Surely we love. But it's a tough time for us right now. We can't make that decision. I wouldn't want to make that decision right now when we're faced with what we're faced with. I mean, if we could do it for them, they're gonna say we could do it for the teachers. We could do it, and we want to do it for everybody. But it's just tough timing right now for us.
So I recommend that we approve the contract with the existing amount of $8,800. And if, depending on how the executive order
We can
works, and
revisit
we can
it.
revisit the amount.
So can I get a motion for that?
I make the motion that we, do the 88.
$8,800.
Okay.
I second.
Okay, motion by Ms. Joyce Porter that we proceed with the $8,800. Second by Mr. George Hughes. Any questions? No questions? Vote?
Ms. Linda Cheney,
Yes.
Mr. George Hughes.
Yes.
Ms. Joyce Porter,
Yes.
3-0 motion carried, refer to the full board to vote.
All right, next item, receive and consider for approval the data sharing, information license, and confidentiality agreement between St. Helena Parish School Board and Data to Information LLC.
So before I even get into this contract, this is paid from a grant,
Okay.
Title I, not general fund, okay? And this is also a reoccurring contract that we have. This is the company that houses or stores our lead data and all of our other ACT and things of that nature. So very valuable resource that we have, and we'd like to continue it. Once again, not paid out of general fund, it is paid out of Title I grant.
I so move.
Motion by Ms. Joyce Porter, second by Mr. George Hughes. Any questions?
Well, I want to say what the amount is. It's $11,500 per year.
That's paid out of a grant,
Title I,
Title I grant. No funds,
no general fund.
no general funds, okay? Vote,
Ms. Linda Cheney,
yes.
Mr. George Hughes,
Yes.
Ms. Joyce Porter,
Yes.
3-0 motion carried, refer to the full board to vote.
Next item, receive and consider for approval the 26-27 Learner Handbook.
Yes, so you have a copy of the handbook. Can you please make sure that you have this copy? Where is the page? Before we go through it.
Look like it's good.
So we finally have the learner handbook for the 2026-2027 school year for you all to approve, and I will go over the highlighted changes. Overall, once again, the updates, we made sure the language was user-friendly and just provided more clarity for our parents and community to read when necessary. So starting on page 6, the first paragraph of the attendance policy, that first sentence was just removed because it was just redundant language. Didn't need to be in there and didn't, hit at the heart of the purpose of the attendance policy. On page 7, the compulsory attendance, the last sentence, when we talk about, this is about kids who want to drop out of school and go get their high set, okay? The last sentence, however, the learner will not earn a traditional high school diploma because they will receive a high set. And I added, and the school will not receive graduate credit within the Louisiana accountability system. So we wanted to make that clear that when a learner decides to make that transition from traditional high school to receiving a high set, that it will have a negative impact on the school. Page 8, extenuating circumstances. The only thing changed from there about the observance of special and recognized holidays of the learner's own fate. We have proof of observance must be provided. So you can't just say, I want to wear this, or I want to be off, or I want to do this, because you have to provide the proof of it. Page 9, with transportation, Just one change within the paragraph, where we say, um, they must have their parent or guardian complete an official bus change form. Before we had the bus change form, the parent would just write a letter, a handwritten letter, and state that they wanted their child to ride a bus, but we now have a bus change form. So we changed the language to reflect that. Page 18, learner dress codes and uniforms. And this is the thing I think everybody's been waiting on. The uniform for the Early Learning Center and the Arts and Technology Academy will remain the same. So our second graders that's moving on to third grade will just continue wearing the uniform that they wore the previous year. Same thing for our sixth graders moving to seventh grade. They'll just continue wearing the uniform that they were wearing the previous year. The high school, however, because it's now 8 through 12, we made some changes with their dress code. So grades 8 and 9 will wear the white polo shirt. Grades 11 and 12 will wear the gold polo shirt. And the 12th graders, our seniors, will wear the black polo shirt.
What about 10?
10th and 11th will wear the gold shirt.
Okay.
Now, this is based on a survey that was sent out to everyone. And 150 people participated in the survey. And as a result, this is what we got with the different colors. Well, what grade levels will wear what color shirt. Everyone will wear khaki pants, black belt, and tennis shoes. And they'll also be able to wear approved spirit shirts that can be worn on Fridays. No hoodies is clearly stated in the handbook. And then we also have where the high school kids can have what's called Preppy Wednesdays. And so there's some guidelines regarding the dress code for Preppy Wednesdays. Page 47, cell phone devices. Once again, we put that language in there to reflect the laws that came out of the legislative session about cell phones. But we also changed some of the language we had, at the time we had beepers and other kind of outdated technology. So we updated the language for the technology. So we have, the smart watches, AI devices, glasses, or any other technology-based devices. Okay, so that's like the catch-all. So we removed the old language and included this new language.
And the last one, that last sentence there. And on the cell phone devices, that last one, all learners will be required to pay a what? $25?
Oh, yeah, that has always been in the handbook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. The next is the discipline guide. It includes consequences for the unauthorized use of artificial intelligence for instructional purposes and deliberate use against an individual. So language is now included in there for artificial intelligence. And then the last page, we have the parent signature page. It includes acknowledging receipt of the handbook, the technology use and agreement and device insurance acknowledgement, and also the photography and media release consent. So this is all now in a QR code for parents that they can scan and they can sign digitally saying that they received all of the information. They can also, sign the paper if, they are not technologically savvy. They could do that as well. But now that's another option that they have because we do not make paper copies of the handbook any longer. It's all on our website.
Can we put this on social media so that parents can view this before school start?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I put out the 2026, 2027 information that, that's customary stuff already. And so as we add and as you all approve documents, information, and what have you, it'll be updated. So this will be, if you approve, will be updated on that webpage. And that's it. Any questions?
On those uniforms, Dr. Jennifer,
Mm-hmm.
do the parents know at the high school that the colors have changed for the 10th and 11th graders?
For every, yes, ma'am. I did share that information with them online. Although knowing that it needed to be approved by you all first. But remember, this is our third time we had to reschedule a board meeting for June.
Correct.
So that's why it didn't come out as early as we normally would put it out.
And when you say gold shirts,
Mhm.
I wonder, do they know? Because see, I would say gold would be
Like Mr. John Paul.
like Mr. John Paul.
Mhm.
But so a parent may go get the color gold I got in mine,
Yellow.
I like a yellow,
Mm.
and it's not gold. That'd be
Have
yellow.
we seen that
So-
issue with the gold shirts at the high school, like a major issue?
Only they get about that color because that's the one that cotton polo comes in.
Mhm.
We haven't.
I think that a picture of what the shirt would look
That
like
would be better.
would,
A
yeah, we
picture.
want to put out a flyer.
Yeah, it's Miss Strickland. You're not Miss Strickland. I'm sorry, Miss Singleton. You might have not noticed it, but it's some that covered. With the
Yeah,
different
they wear the
shades.
different colored khaki pants too.
Mhm.
Yeah, that I see that more of an issue than for me, than I do the shirts. Because that for me, that sticks out.
Yeah,
But we'll
that's true.
definitely put out a picture of what it should look like.
Okay.
And also pictures of what Preppy Wednesdays,
Oh,
some examples of that as well.
Can I get a motion for
that's
that?
a move.
Motion by Ms. Joyce Porter,
I second.
second by Mr. Hughes to approve the 26-27 learner handbook. Questions? Vote?
Ms. Linda Cheney,
Yes.
Mr. George Hughes.
Yeah.
Ms. Joyce Porter.
Yes.
3-0, motion carried, refer to the full board.
Receive and consider for approval the instance of a request for proposal for a high dose ACT tutoring program for Salem College and Career Academy.
Once again, the request for proposals that we are looking to get approved, one being the high dosage ACT tutoring program, will be paid through a grant, not general fund. And the other request for proposal for high dosage tutoring and instructional support services for our teachers, also through a grant. So this one, we did start the service last year with our learners at the high school, and we saw some really good results with this tutoring program. But because it did not meet the threshold to just offer them the contract, it is above the threshold. We have to put it out for bid, and so I'm requesting that we put this out, do a request for proposal for high dosage ACT tutoring program for our high school. Yes, ma'am. Also, high dosage tutoring and instructional supports. Last year, we used the Kirkland Group. Kirkland Group also is above the threshold, and so as a result, we have to put that one out for bid as well. And we talked about the video for the buses. Did you want to include that, or you want to just wait? Okay. All right, so those are the two items that I'm requesting that you approve collectively for us to do a request for proposal.
For items 6 and 7, can I get a motion?
So move.
Motion by Mr. Joyce Hughes, second by Ms. Joyce Porter to receive, consider for approval the instance of request for proposal, a high dose ACT tutoring program, and a high dose tutoring program and instructional support service for high state tested grades and subjects. Any questions? No questions? Vote.
Mr. Cheney?
Yes.
Mr. George Hughes?
Yes.
Ms. Joyce Porter?
Yes.
3-0, motion carried, refer to the full board to vote.
All right, that concludes the education committee. Moving now to the negotiation.
I have a request that we add one item
Order.
because we do have Mr. Faucher here. And I guess it's the most appropriate place to have him present.
Is for, on this,
E, yes, ma'am, E, maybe 5. Unless you want to open up another committee. This is the social media. Also,
what we do it under,
it's up to you.
let's do it at 5.
Okay.
We'll make that item number 5, okay, under the next committee group. All right, so negotiation committee will come to order, roll call.
Ms. Joyce Porter?
Present.
Mr. James Bell?
Absent.
Ms. Lolita Porter?
Absent.
Dr. Joe Joseph?
Here.
Ms. Watson? Here.
I will serve as chair. Mr. He's will sit in for Ms. Porter. All right, next item, first item is to receive and consider for approval an update to the 2019 union agreement regarding employees deductions.
Yes, so I met with the union president, Ms. Trish Clark, last week, and she's requesting that you all approve the change within the agreement, and I'll read out the first line. It says the school board agrees to honor the terms and conditions of an employee's written voluntary authorization to have association dues, fees, and political contributions deducted from their wages. The employee shall authorize deductions using a form created and maintained by the association and signed by the employee in any manner that satisfies Louisiana Uniform Electronic Transactions Act, Louisiana Revised Statute 9.2601. So what she's asking is that we will continue to allow union members to have their union dues taken out of their payroll checks automatically.
Also moved.
Motion by Ms. Joyce Porter,
Second.
second by Mr. George Hughes, that we consider for approval and update to the 2019 union agreement. Any questions? No questions? Vote.
Mr. Cheney?
Yes.
Ms. Joyce Porter?
Yes.
Mr. George Hughes?
Yes.
3-0, motion carried, refer to the full board to vote.
All right, next item, authorize the superintendent to open negotiation with the St. Helena Association of Educators to review the collective bargaining agreement and make necessary changes when applicable.
Yes, the union agreement was approved in 2019. So it's been a while. So it's time to now start opening it back up and, reviewing it and making sure that the language is up to date and it reflects the things that we value here in St. Helena Parish. So I'm asking that you allow us to begin those negotiations.
Also moved.
Motion by Ms. Joyce Porter,
Second.
second by Mr. George Hughes. I would just like to say that when y'all make the changes, please bring them back and let us,
We'll do it continuously.
okay. All right, so we can be aware of the changes as well.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, any other questions? Vote.
Mr. Cheney?
Yes.
Ms. Joyce Porter?
Yes.
Mr. George Hughes?
Yes.
3-0, motion refer to the full board to vote.
All right. The next item is going to be, that we added is receive and consider for approval legal service contract with the Meadow litigation.
We have a presentation by Mr. Oshie.
I'm sorry, members. Thank you all for allowing me to make a presentation again tonight and legal counsel. I'm here to discuss the litigation that is ongoing throughout the nation dealing with social media addiction. That's become a problem with all adolescents or youth, where it's about 95% of the kids that are using social media. There is a 6.5 or 8.5 hours on average that the adolescents are on the screen, 2 times as high a rate of mental health. Now, nationwide, there are numerous districts that have joined the litigation. Specifically in Louisiana, there are about 9 parishes that have become involved in the litigation. Rapides, Ascension, Jefferson, Orleans, Livingston, Caddo, Terrebonne, and Tangipahoa. And I might have skipped 1 or 2 of them, but it's recognized now. In the state of Kentucky, last month, there was a case that was resolved by a school district, and I don't think I had that on a screen, but it resulted in a $27 million judgment against Meta, Facebook, Instagram, and that group. This litigation is not just against Meta, Facebook, and Instagram. It's also against Google, Snap, TikTok, or Bay, and various other groups that the litigation is against. I think that this school district would benefit tremendously by joining the litigation. That Kentucky decision was a school district that was maybe a little bit larger than St. Helena's, and it resulted in a $27 million judgment. Now, how does St. Helena join? Number one, y'all would need to pass a resolution authorizing the litigation, then entering into a contract with the firm that I'm affiliated with. After that, they would enter into the claim nationwide. Y'all would only have to assist in preparing the fact sheet, and then everything else is provided for and done by Milberg and myself, and we manage all of discovery, all of the filings, all of the pleadings. Now, yes, it does cost the board only if we recover, and that would be a continued contract. Our contract calls for 25%. Some of the other litigation calls for higher percentages, but we feel that that's fair to go at that amount of contract. Now, what are the different damages that a school system can suffer? Mental health crisis, staff burdens on the teachers and administrators. Y'all have to divert funds for the kids to get the counseling that's necessary, classroom disruptions, academic performances are diminished, and the duty of the cost of all of this to prepare your students so that you can resolve some of these issues. Now, there is litigation under Section 230 This case is in the Northern District of California under 3047. That case is under Judge Rogers. As of this time, there's no claims administrator because all of the cases haven't been consolidated yet. It will be a MDL, which is a multi-district litigation. So everybody's going to get into this across the nation. Y'all would be one of the districts that would participate in that litigation. Now keep in mind, no cost to you or y'all unless recovery is made. There's also, wait, back up, Ms. Joseph. Public nuisance, negligence in the design, and there's a product liability issue in this. The social media companies did not warn of the platforms that they were creating would be addictive to the children or the school systems or other individuals and not warning them. The way they designed it was to entice kids to start using these social medias. Now, in the New Mexico case that we discussed last time, they are asking for injunctive and abative relief. That's still under advisement, even though there's been a judgment of $375 million. That's only for the penalties for the litigation, not for the injunction. That's still under advisement with the judge. There's monetary damages, injunctive relief. I think everybody might have got brochures that I passed out, which are what we're going through on the board right now. Yeah. I can pass another one out before I leave tonight. So then you want to flip it? Now, one issue that y'all need to be concerned about is why it's necessary to join the class as soon as possible. Louisiana just switched over to a 2-year prescriptive period last year, not this year, but last year, the legislative session. There will be districts around the country that are known as bellwether trials. These are examples of districts around the country that they're using as an example. There was a tailwind in litigation. I just mentioned about the $370 million verdict in New Mexico. There was an individual in the Northern District of California that had a judgment for $6 million. That's one person. This is a MDL, settlement negotiations, or nationwide. Now, why Middleburg? Middleburg has handled $50 billion worth of settlements in the past. Now, I know y'all probably want to know how a little bitty country lawyer like me got involved with Middleburg. I don't know if y'all are familiar with a case called PFAS. It's dealing with chemicals that are forever in the systems, in water systems. Well, one of Middleburg's attorneys was an LMA executive director. I was a Louisiana City Attorneys Association's president when he was the LMA director. So when he went to Middleburg, I had a relationship with him, and that's how I got the relationship with Middleburg. Now I'll be your contact here in Louisiana if you'll decide that our firm should handle it for you. I'd love to do that. One thing I want to tell you, between me and my wife, we got 8 kids. Every one of them went to public school. Every one of them either finished at P-Tech or college. 2 of them have master's degree. 2 of them have Juris Doctor's degree, and they lawyers. So if somebody says you can't get a good education in public school, that ain't true. You can do it. And y'all are the breeding ground to make sure that kids get that good education. Now, as of right now, I have made a presentation to the superintendent and the board president in St. James. That school system has a retreat annually. The July retreat, they'll be making a presentation. They said they don't need me to go. They're just going to use the example that we just went through on a video. So they'll be making that presentation, and after what they looked at, according to what I showed the superintendent and the president, I think that they'll be going with our firm as well. I've been in contact with the district attorney, who is the legal advisor for the St. John the Baptist Parish School Board. I live in St. James. My office is in St. John, and I have a relationship with both parishes because of my office location and because of my home location. So after y'all have had your legal counsel review a proposed resolution and review the contract, I'd appreciate it if y'all would consider my firm in Middleburg in handling the case on your behalf. Now, one other thing I didn't mention, everything that we do on a contingency basis has to be approved by the Attorney General. So whatever we do, the Attorney General has to review it as well. I thank you.
And to be clear, Council, you mentioned that the board have to check with me as far as reviewing, I believe it's in a resolution. Whatever decision the board makes is the board's decision and not generally not council's. Just make that clear.
I'm sorry for overspoke. No, I just meant you would probably want to review it.
Again, you and I believe the other joint venture already made presentations to the board of directors as well aware of what's before.
Okay, thank you. Thank y'all.
Thank you. So board members, you all, well, you would have to make the decision on which law firm you would like to go with.
And we don't have a forum
You have a
tonight,
forum.
so no decision we made tonight. About anything.
Thank you for sharing the information with us, though. Again. Okay. We can push it forward to the full board. Yeah, we can.
Yeah, you can make the
Yeah,
decision as a
they can make
committee.
it
and
as a
then-
committee. Can I get a motion to push that forward to the full board?
So move.
A second.
Motion by Mr. George Hughes, second by Ms. Joyce Porter. To refer to the full board, Milburn. All right, any questions? No questions, vote?
Ms. Linda Chang.
Yes.
George Porter.
Yes.
Mr. George Hughes.
Yes.
3-0 motion carried, refer to the full board to vote.
All right. That concludes. That concludes all the committee, meetings, and can't go any further because we do not have a forum for the board meeting.
So what day and time would you like to have the board meeting to
Can we
do
just,
this for you?
can we move this all to the July 9th meeting? And, we'll discuss those items, have those items to approve at the July 9th meeting.
I guess.
Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
right,
before. Mhm.
right. You guys do that?
Yes.
Cause we can't have,
That's the second Thursday.
Second Thursday of
July.
And
it's that week gonna be gone, I think. But when is it? She's asking, can we change the meeting day in July?
No, but
It's so close to this meeting. And then I'll be out of town.
Back it up.
She's saying that because it would help out with the budget, with the, yeah, with the budget. Yeah, presenting the budget and the audit, which is finally done.
What is?
Yeah.
So
It gives them a little bit more time.
what would that date be? Cause you know, we will be, what's the third week of July?
16.
July 16th? Do y'all wanna push it back to July 16th? Board minutes? Would that work for y'all instead of July 9th?
Yeah. When do we go to
19.
Arkansas?
19.
We go to Arkansas the 19th?
That's a Sunday.
July 16th. I don't have a problem.
You can do the 16th?
Yeah. I can do the 16th.
That would be very helpful because we have to wrap up the contracts. We have 4th of July holiday. Yeah, so we'll be out.
The 16th?
Yes, ma'am, July 16th.
Okay, so the next meeting date will be July 16th, 5:45, committee meeting, regular board meeting, 2 at 6 o'clock. Okay? And this concludes our committee meetings. All the items will move forward to the July 16th. Yeah, we don't.